Hello, my friends. I am Leo Babauta of Zen Habits. So good to be here with you. No matter what is going on in your lives, I want to talk about how we can develop a sense of awareness, a sense of just calming in the midst of everything that's going on. And so, a lot of us are faced with a lot of challenges these days, and that can get us really riled up. We can be like, panicking and running around like, a chicken without a head. We can be really frustrated and taking it out on other people. We can withdraw when we're feeling overwhelmed and try and hide out. And nothing's wrong with any of those things, but none of those are necessarily helpful when what we want to do is take centered action, action that's going to be helpful to ourselves and others in the world, but that isn't coming from a place of frustration or anger or panic and fear, but it's actually coming from a sense of grounded centeredness. So how do we get to that place when the world seems to be falling apart all around us, or we're feeling anxious or overwhelmed or any of that stuff? So, the way we get to that is it's a very simple meditative practice. We're going to call it relaxed awareness. So, let's imagine right now as you're watching this, you're going to practice with me. Okay, so you're going to sit in meditation with me. And all I want you to do is put aside everything else you're doing. If you're opening other browser tabs, if you've got, your phone open, if you're doing other things, I'd like you to just put everything else aside. So we're going to be single tasking one thing at a time. And at least for this practice, you can do other things the rest of your life. It doesn't matter to me. But for this practice, it really matters that you're single tasking. So set everything else aside, and all you're doing is focusing on what we're practicing here. Okay, now the first thing I want you to do is just to bring some awareness to one set of sensations. And the first thing that we're going to do is just notice where the breath is entering the body, whether that's your tips of your nostrils or your lips. If it's coming in through your mouth, you might just notice a sensation in your mouth and the back of your throat. Very light air sensation. If it's through your nostrils, not just the tips of your nostrils, but all the air going through the nostrils to the back of your throat. And then as it comes out, same thing. So we're just bringing a really relaxed awareness. This is not a tight, super focused awareness. It's simply placing our awareness gently, like we might place a gentle hand on a surface of something. And we're just noticing what it feels like in that spot. What do those sensations feel like? Okay, so that is gentle awareness. And what I want to encourage is to drop the thinking about it. Your thoughts will come up. And all we want to just notice is having an awareness of those thoughts starting to happen. Oh, am I doing this right? I don't know how to do this. I should be practicing this more. I already know how to do this. Whatever your thoughts are. We're just noticing there's some thoughts. And then we're returning back to the place where we're placing our consciously, intentionally placing our gentle awareness. Okay, and then what we want to do next is turn that gentle awareness down to the heart area. And what I want you to notice is what's going on there in terms of physical sensations. So are you feeling some anxiety? If so, then what does that feel like? If you're feeling some frustration, if so, what does that feel like as physical sensation? And if this is really tough for you, only need to do it for a couple of seconds, a few seconds, 5 seconds, 10, whatever you're able to. If it's really easy, go longer. Okay, so let's talk about this. So, what we just practiced in a couple of different places is this gentle awareness. First, where the breath is entering the body, and then second, in the heart area. Any sensations, it could be emotions, it could be just the heart beating, it could be breath as your chest rises and falls with the breath. And so we practiced it, and what we're doing is again gently placing the fingertips of our awareness on a physical place. We're noticing when thoughts come up, just noticing, bringing awareness to the thoughts without getting too attached to them, too caught up in them. We don't need to engage with the thoughts. We just notice, oh, I'm worried. Am I doing this right? I'm thinking, am I doing this right? And I'm just bringing the gentle awareness back to the heart area. And so the other thing is, what's the attitude we have in this awareness? And I purposely had gentle as the adjective there. So it's a gentle awareness. So gentle, another couple of adjectives that help me sometimes is warm and friendly. Gentle, warm, friendly. Just a sense of like I'm touching a friend on their shoulder when they're going through a hard time and just bringing a sense of gentle, warm friendliness. Okay, so we can do that with heart area, nostrils, mouth. We can do it with stomach, throat, the temples. So you can practice this in meditation. Just sit for a few minutes and try looking at these, locating these different places and putting your gentle awareness in these. So how do we take that practice and bring it out into the world? So let's imagine we're now in a more challenging situation. I encourage you to do this in gradations, levels of challenge. So the first level is very simple. You sit, you're doing nothing, you're single tasking, and you're putting your awareness on a couple of one place at a time, but different places in your body. Second level is you're doing something alone in a very calm situation. So I'm washing a dish. I'm putting away the dishes. I'm folding my laundry. I'm making my bed. So as we do these things, what we want to do is practice some gentle awareness in different places. So the sensation of the actual motion of pulling my covers over my bed or washing the dish, there's some sensation of the motion of the object that I'm feeling or holding or working with. There might be a sensation of water if I'm washing the dish, or a towel if I'm drying the dish. You can do this with anything, right? I'm out walking the dog. That's actually would be a slightly more of a higher level of challenge because we're now outside and there's things going on. There's a dog. There might be other people. So we're increasing complexity as we go. But start with something really simple, without another living being, just an object and some kind of action. Simple action doesn't take a lot of thought. Then we might do something outdoors with other living beings around. And in those, we can bring our awareness to what's going on inside of us as we are outdoors. Maybe we're feeling really uplifted. Maybe we're feeling cold. And so, what am I shrinking and tightening against that? And we can bring our awareness to sensations of the outdoors. What does it feel? What does the air feel like on my skin, or the sunlight, or what am I noticing in my gentle awareness? The light on the leaves, or look on someone else's face, and what does that trigger in me? So awareness outward and inward. And we want to do those one at a time. We don't need to have awareness on both at the same time. That would be a more advanced level. So we're practicing this gentle awareness, and we can do this then when we engage with the computer, which is more challenging actually than any of these situations because there's so much going on and pings and messages and all that. We can practice while we're eating, while we're working, while we're exercising. So we start to practice in all parts of our lives this gentle awareness. And I encourage you to write down a piece of paper and have a phone reminder and a calendar reminder, all of these things where we put gentle awareness so that we can practice with everything in our lives. And we don't have to practice 24 hours a day, but try and Notice and practice, notice and practice. If you practice multiple times a day, you will get better at the skill pretty rapidly. If you practice once a day, less rapidly. If you practice once a week, way less rapidly. It's orders of magnitude different. So those are three different orders. Once a week, or even less often is even, it'll take way longer. Once a week, once a day, and then multiple times a day. If you did 3, 5, 10 times a day, 20 times a day, you will get better at this skill a lot faster. Remember, notice the thoughts, don't engage with them, go back to gentle awareness. Now, if you practice this, you will be able to go to more advanced levels where there is a meeting going on with lots of different people talking and expectations and your fears and doubts, your thoughts, your frustrations, all of this stuff, but you can practice, ooh, I'm feeling frustrated. I can feel the feeling of frustration in my body. I can return to gentle awareness of breath, of air on my skin, my feet on the ground, of noticing objects and faces. And so we can bring gentle awareness to anything, really, anything going on in the room, including internally. And then as we do that, what we can do, we do is we get better at more and more advanced levels. Now, sometimes things are going to be a little bit challenging and we're going to lose track of gentle awareness and we're going to get caught up in our thoughts and in the actions and distractions, and that's okay. This is not about judging ourselves. When you do that, if you feel judgment, actually feel, what does judgment feel like in my body? Bring gentle awareness to that emotion in your body as sensation. So as we practice this, what happens is we can then be in a storm and just bring gentle awareness to the inward sensations of fear, of frustration, of anxiety, of overwhelm, of the sensations of the storm on our body. And now I'm talking literal storm. Keep yourself safe, of course. But also of sight, of sound. And we can just practice one at a time, just kind of moving around. And then what we can do, more advanced level, is bringing gentle awareness to all of these at once. And that is where it is a wider awareness that just encompasses the entire room. And that's where gentle awareness starts to become a little bit transcendental, where we transcend our smaller concerns and we can feel the room, including other people and ourselves. That's a wider practice. I don't recommend starting there. I recommend starting with a little bit narrower, but gentle and relaxed, and then moving around and then widen. If you can do that, you can be relaxed in any situation. Not that you will be relaxed or you have to be or you should be, but you can be in any situation, no matter what's going on. So that's what I'm bringing for you today. See how you practice with it. If you have struggles with it, put it into the comments below. If you have specific things you want me to talk about around mindfulness or gentle awareness, put them in the comments below. I love suggestions. I'd also love to hear how this goes for you. If you make some progress, if you make some kind of breakthrough, if you really struggle with it, if you feel like you can't do it, put all of that in the comments. It really, really makes a difference when I hear from you. Subscribe to the channel if it helps. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with other people. It helps a lot to grow this channel and to reach as many people as possible who could use this kind of gentle awareness in their lives and Zen habits in their lives as well. Thanks, my friends. I will talk to you later. I am Leo. Out. Bye-bye.